Welcome back to the Relaxing Ghost channel here on YouTube. As always, your host with the most, Ghost. And today we are going to be taking a look back at the King of the Ring. This is my King of the Ring collection. We got 1997 through 2002. 6 events here, guys. Before we get into it, take some time, subscribe to the channel. King of the Ring was originally created way back in 1985, believe it or not. And it was held every year except for, I believe, 90 and 92. And it became an exclusive pay-per-view back in 1993. So that's when people really started to, really consider King of the Ring something special. Was in 93, Bret Hart and the King of the Ring and all that. So let's get right into it, guys. I always loved King of the Ring. I'm not a fan of when they do the cheap King of the Ring on like a Monday Night Raw or something like that. I wish it would become, a pay-per-view once again. And let's get right into it with 1997. Not the best King of the Ring event, but it is a pretty noteworthy show here. So we got Austin versus Shawn Michaels. This was like at Shawn Michaels' peak during the whole 97 stuff. So this was one of the first pay-per-views after Undertaker winning the championship there. We had the King of the Ring tournament semifinals. Ahmed Johnson versus Triple H. Mankind versus Jerry Lawler. And Triple H would end up being the 1997 King of the Ring. We also had Goldust versus Crush, Owen Hart, British Bulldog, and Jim Neidhart versus the Legion of Doom and Psycho Sid. And a pretty underwhelming championship match. Farouk versus The Undertaker. Not the best King of the Ring, but a decent pay-per-view. This is pretty much based around Austin and Shawn Michaels match. The famous 1998 King of the Ring, Off with Their Heads. This is a great show. I've reviewed this, match by match before, and I love going back and watching this every now and again. We had the Headbangers and Taka versus Kaientai, X-Pac versus Owen Hart, Al Snow and Head versus Too Much. And there you see Head on the turnbuckle there. We also had the WWF Tag Champs against the NWA Tag Champs. The New Age Outlaws versus the New Midnight Express. And this would be Ken Shamrock winning the tournament. He defeated Double J and The Rock. Then we had our Hell in a Cell match, Undertaker versus Mankind. And the first blood match for the WWF Championship, Kane coming out with the title here. Of course, Austin would win it the next night on Raw. Very good King of the Ring there, 1998. In 1999, this is what I really don't like about King of the Ring, is they really started to kind of water it down with other stipulation matches, when originally it was supposed to be about, building a future star. So we got our Federation Championship match, The Rock versus Undertaker, and a handicap ladder match for total control of the WWF. And this is a previously Blockbuster-owned tape. Show you these tapes too first. The always classic Be Kind, Please Rewind. And 98. That's an awesome logo there. But I always love this classic King of the Ring logo here. Let's take a look at this tape. Awesome. Oh, another, the play is human, to rewind is divine. So this is a pretty underwhelming event. We have Hardcore Holly versus X-Pac, The Big Show versus Kane, Mr. Ass versus Ken Shamrock, Road Dogg versus China. It would come down to, I believe, Ken Shamrock and X-Pac. Or no, Mr. Ass and X-Pac. So we got the handicap ladder match, Austin versus Vince McMahon and Shane McMahon. And this is where they're, pulling the briefcase up throughout the match, and Austin can't grab it. And in the end, the McMahons end up winning, gaining back control. And in a pretty decent match here, Undertaker versus The Rock. They didn't have many matches together, so when you get Taker and The Rock together, it's something special. So moving along to King of the Ring 2000, I enjoyed this event, but I think it could have been a lot better. So there's also a lot of extras. I love this discard and this sword logo here they used. So this would be the first King of the Ring DVD. So we got a lot of exclusive. And I really love that insert here. A lot going on. So we got a 6-man tag team match for the WWF Championship. Triple H, Vince and Shane McMahon versus The Rock, Undertaker and Kane. We got Kurt Angle versus Chris Jericho. Crash versus Paul Buchanan. Val Venus versus Eddie Guerrero. Chris Benoit versus Rikishi. We got the 4-team elimination match for the WWF tag titles. The first ever evening gown hardcore championship match. You guys can pass on that. A handicap table dumpster match. The Road Dogg, X-Pac and Tori versus the Dudley Boys. And the King of the Ring finals. I believe it would come down to Kurt Angle and Crash. Believe it or not, Kurt Angle would end up winning, having a great year in the WWF here. Great. Pretty decent show. I'd recommend you guys check that one out. One of my favorites, King of the Ring 2001. And, here we would see, signs of the invasion coming to be with, DDP entering the WWF and Booker T interfering in the main event. So this invasion was, getting under its way here. So we got a WWF tag title match, the light heavyweight championship match. We got Edge versus Rhino, Kurt Angle versus Christian, and Kurt Angle versus Edge in the finals. Shane McMahon interfering in the first match here to, extend Kurt Angle and, try to make him mad. We also had Undertaker confronting DDP, Kurt Angle and Shane McMahon in an awesome street fight, and a triple threat match for the WWF Championship. Austin, Jericho, and Benoit. This is actually the match where Benoit injures his neck, and he'd be out for about 14 months. So that's King of the Ring 2001. Very good pay-per-view. I always liked the King of the Ring in 2001. They created that trophy, and, that's something I was looking forward to in 2002. But it wouldn't come to be, as the King of the Ring was short-lived here. And here we got King of the Ring 2002. A very good show, but it's kind of forgotten because 2002 there was a lot of stuff going on. There's a shot of the back. And the thing I like about this DVD is we kind of got like some King of the Ring auditions. We got highlights from the preliminaries and the quarterfinal matchups. And they only give you about a minute or so of each match. There is quite a bit to go through. There's about 20 minutes of extras there just alone with the pre's and quarters. But then we got RVD versus Chris Jericho, Test versus Brock Lesnar, the Hurricane versus Jamie Noble for the Cruiserweight title. Jamie Noble would have about 5 to 6 months as a Cruiserweight champ. Ric Flair versus Eddie Guerrero. Eddie Guerrero and Benoit, they kind of blamed Ric Flair for Austin walking out about a month earlier. We had Trish Stratus versus Molly Holly. Hulk Hogan versus Kurt Angle. Hulk Hogan actually tapped out to Angle here. RVD versus Brock Lesnar in the finals. We would have Brock Lesnar becoming the 2002 King of the Ring, challenging the winner at SummerSlam of the Undisputed Championship. And in a pretty good match, Undertaker versus Triple H, The Rock getting involved in the end, and The Rock would challenge the winner here to a match at Vengeance. So there we have it, guys. Our King of the Ring champion, or our King of the Ring pay-per-view collection. I always loved it. They did bring it back for briefly in 2006, 2008, 2010, and 12, and I believe 15. Or, no, it was 6, 8, 12, and 15, I believe. With, Sheamus and Barrett. But let me know your thoughts on these King of the Ring events, guys. Who were some of your favorite King of the Ring winners? Would you like to see it make a return one day? And who would you like to become, the 2018 King of the Ring if they did bring it back, guys? Thank you all for watching the latest videos. We'll talk to you guys later. Peace.